Nice to meet you. Kento always takes good care of me. I forgot to mention this, but Kento is actually really handsome if he keeps his mouth shut. Are you by any chance her good-for-nothing ex-boyfriend? What?
Wait, Hiroki!
The smell of oil that my nose has completely gotten used to, and the voice of my senior colleague, Kento Shima, which I hear almost every day. Hey, you look dead inside. I always look like this. No, it's especially bad today. Are you trying to pick a fight with me? The clanking, roaring sound of heavy machinery. Today, too, this auto parts manufacturing plant is at peace. So, what's up? Did you get dumped or something? Yeah. Barely audible over the sound of the machines, I replied, I'm Taiga Kagoshi. A week ago, I was dumped by my very first girlfriend, and now I'm a factory worker suffering from a severely broken heart. The last time I properly interacted with the creatures known as girls, I was in junior high. After that, I went to a technical high school and spent my youth in a grubby all-boys environment.
Well then, do you want to try dating?
For a high school grad working in an auto parts factory like me, my first spring of romance came a year ago. I reunited with my junior high classmate, Ran Momose, at a reunion. Since I wasn't used to girls, her confession sent me over the moon.
I wonder how long you're going to keep blushing to your ears every time we kiss.
I can't help it. She was still a student back then, while I was already out in the real world after high school. Despite that, to my embarrassment, my lack of experience with girls meant she was always teasing me. Still, the days spent with my very first girlfriend were fun. I intended to cherish Ron for the rest of my life, but...
I want to try challenging myself in the city, and it might become a long-distance relationship, so I want to break up.
Our hometown is in the suburbs. My workplace is a local factory. Definitely not the city she was talking about. I'm fine with long distance. I'll come visit you on my days off so there won't be any problems. As I tried to say that, Ron looked down sadly and slowly shook her head.
I'm sorry. I can't do long distance. So for both of our sakes, let's break up, okay?
She apparently had a bitter experience with a long distance relationship in the past, and just like that, I was dumped. I wanted to support her decision, so I saw her off without clinging to her any further. But even now, 2 weeks later, I'm still dragging it out. That's right, there's no way Kento, who's known me far too well since high school, wouldn't notice my odd behavior. Pretty much. Taiga, what are you doing for the long weekend? Sleeping. Even if I went back home, my parents are away on a trip, and I have no plans. Even so, just sleeping? I was about to lecture my exasperated senior about the wonders of a holiday spent purely sleeping, but... Alright, let's hit up a hot spring for a change. My treat. Huh? Just the two of us? Nope, my little sister is coming too. She's coming back here for the long weekend. Thanks to his unexpected invitation, I was no longer going to spend the Golden Week alone. Thank you, Kento. Yep. Sorry for dragging you along. All of this was probably just the consideration of a guy who treats me more like a close friend than a junior colleague. By the way, Kento, I've never met your sister. Will it really be okay? Huh? Really? Oh, well, it's fine. She knows a fair bit about you anyway. Huh? How come? I've never met his sister, though I know she exists. But he says she knows a fair bit about me? What does that mean? Don't sweat the small stuff. My question was casually brushed off by Kento. Taiga, this is my little sister.
I'm Ritsuka. It's nice to meet you, Taiga.
2 weeks later, on the second day of the long weekend, Kento and his sister Ritsuka came to pick me up right in front of my house. Nice to meet you. Kento always takes good care of me. I forgot to mention this, but Kento is actually really handsome if he keeps his mouth shut. With a face like that, he's even more manly than I am. When we first met, I thought the gap was going to give me whiplash. So naturally, if she's a sister, of course she'd be beautiful. I found myself completely convinced. Hear that, Ritsuka? I'm the one taking care of Taiga.
Taiga, thank you so much for always taking care of my brother.
No worries, I'm used to it. Hey, why is it like that? After that, I really wanted to avoid sitting right next to a woman I just met in an enclosed space, because I knew it'd make me nervous.
My brother sings his heart out when he drives, and it gets really loud if you sit next to him.
I totally get it. What's wrong with you two? Damn it, your big brother feels lonely. And so, we ended up settling into an arrangement where Ritsuka and I sat side by side in the back seat. Kento told me that you already knew about me. Is it okay if I ask why?
Because I've been hearing about you nonstop since he was in high school, of course. He kept saying he got a cute junior.
Is that so? I hope you haven't heard any embarrassing stories. Ritsuka is 25, 3 years younger than me. Apparently, she went to a university out of the prefecture and found a job there right after. Because of that, she's lived alone for years. She only comes back home for New Year's, Obon, or long weekends like this one.
Don't worry. I know that you're a wonderful person. My brother's personality is like that, but with his looks and how quick he is to fight, people were probably scared of him in high school, right? He said younger kids were especially scared of him and that his juniors would politely keep their distance. But there was just one. He seemed so happy back then when he said he found a junior who wasn't afraid to approach him. He told me, when I was only in my first year of junior high, that you were as cute as a little brother to him. I was actually a little jealous.
It's true that I was a cheeky brat back in high school. Senior or junior, I liked who I liked, and if I didn't like someone, I'd glare at them even if they were an upperclassman. And the one who took a liking to my cheeky self was Kento.
Unlike my brother, I wasn't naturally cheerful, and just like him, people often kept their distance from me. So, when I heard stories about you and my brother, I admired it and thought, that sounds nice. That's when I started asking him more about you.
Is that how it was? Besides her striking beauty, Ritsuka gives off the impression of a cool beauty in both personality and way of speaking. Hey, we're here. You can't have a road trip without a stop at a roadside station. Let's get some soft serve. Up until now, Kento hadn't joined our conversation at all, opting instead to belt out his favorite youth anthems. The reason we stopped at the roadside station before getting on the highway was that there are no service areas on the way. It was all for the soft serve. Sounds good. Thanks for driving, Kento.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, don't mention it. Kento dashed to the restroom, so I decided to treat us and ordered soft serve for all three of us.
Thank you. I'm sorry to make you treat me.
No, it's totally fine. About what you said earlier, I think to everyone else, you must have been what they call a flower on a high peak, out of their league. Ever since junior high, I've only been around guys and haven't interacted much with women, so it might be weird for me to say this, but if someone like you had been in my class, I probably would have been too nervous to approach you too.
Out of their league. Hearing you say that actually makes me kind of happy.
Ritsuka looked at me with a soft, gentle smile. She was so beautiful, I forgot to breathe for a second.
But you're the kind of person who treats even my intimidating brother without any bias, so you treat me the same way, right? Do you want to try my soft serve? The rich milk flavor is really good.
Huh? No, that's a little different. Sorry to keep you waiting. Ooh, that looks delicious. Huh? The moment I felt that familiar heavy weight on my shoulder, the soft serve in my hand was eaten. My Hascap berry. That one is mine. Really? My bad, I took a bite. That bite was way too big. Oh, Hokkaido is huge. Please stop shouting such overused lines. By the way, our hot spring destination is Hokkaido. I'd love to say it's my first time here, but it's completely my home turf. Still, Hokkaido is vast. Even locals haven't been everywhere, and Noboribetsu Onsen here is about an hour away from my hometown of Tomakomai by a highway. So we decided to take it easy today and headed straight for the ryokan where we'd be staying. Still, this is a great bath. This'll definitely zero out the buildup from our daily manual labor. Definitely, it's paradise. Thank you, Kento. What's with the sudden formality? That's not like you, you little rascal. Kento and I don't really have a sentimental relationship. That's why I hadn't formally thanked him until now, coming to the hot springs with our usual lighthearted vibe. But this time, I couldn't just not say it. Kento, you were worried about me, right? That's why you invited me today. I know that. Honestly, even if things were rough, I felt so pathetic that I couldn't tell anyone. I thought I just had to swallow it, process it all by myself, and somehow move forward. When you grow up, the things you can't tell people only increase. I think a lot of people feel that way. But I had you, and I realize it's not something I should take for granted. You noticed my pain right away, and casually made time for something like this. Thanks. I ended up talking out of character, and the awkwardness rushed to my cheeks, making me trail off at the end. Kento, are you listening? Wait, what? Don't look at me. Huh? After that, he kept his back turned to me for a while and wouldn't look my way, but... Taiga, you can tell me anything, okay? Maybe not anything. You're not cute at all. I'm just kidding. Thanks a lot, Kento. It seems he had properly listened to what I had to say, and just knowing that mysteriously cleared my heart. The top floor of the inn, the nature spreading out before us, and the warmth of the open-air bath melting away our fatigue. I sincerely thanked my senior for planning the best location and bringing me on this trip. Are you okay, Ritsuka?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm sorry. This is my first time doing something like this.
Teary eyes, wet hair, flushed cheeks. Probably all of humanity would agree on just how beautiful she is. I pushed those thoughts aside and reached out to Ritsuka in front of me. This is your fault, Ritsuka. As for how we ended up in this situation, a few moments ago. There's a limit to how long someone can take a bath. Wait, Ritsuka?
Taiga. I'm sorry. Could you pull me out right now?
No. I definitely can't do that. Do it yourself.
A swoon.
Ritsuka? For some reason, Ritsuka was buried in, soaked and completely dizzy from the heat of the private hot spring in her room. And, well, because of that, I couldn't just leave her there, so I helped her out, and she finally calmed down. Soaking in a private open-air bath for 2 hours is absolute madness.
But it felt so good.
Seriously, you siblings are exactly alike. You're so similar. Yeah, I couldn't keep up with Kento, the long bath demon who absolutely loves hot springs, so I had returned to the room a bit earlier. He's probably still enjoying the bath right now.
Taiga, earlier, you saw it, didn't you? The scar on my back.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to look, but...
Please don't apologize. You saved me, so it's only natural.
Then Ritsuka looked nostalgic and quietly started talking.
The scar from that time is still there, and even though I love hot springs, I can't go into the large public baths. Even though I tell myself I shouldn't care about the scar, the thought of people looking at it makes my legs freeze up.
So that's why you're using the private open-air bath?
Yes, my brother always takes me to hot springs, and it's always ones that have private open-air baths in the rooms. He always blames himself, saying it was his fault he couldn't protect me.
Her concern for her brother, the struggle of not being able to overcome her own scar, that just shows how much pain she's been through because of it. It's okay. I'm sure Kento just really cares about you. Besides, I've got quite a few scars myself. I don't even remember when I got half of them anymore, though. To show Ritsuka the scars on my body, I slipped one arm out of my yukata and traced the marks with my finger. I remember this one. I was pretty cheeky in high school, so some upperclassmen targeted me, and I got surrounded once. Oh, of course, those guys got expelled, but back then, it was Kento who saved me.
Is that how it was?
Actually, Kento saved me in high school too. In fact, he saved me more times than I can count. So, we're matching. Of course, between a guy like me and a woman like you, the weight of getting a scar on your body is probably different. But as proof that Kento protected us, in that sense, we match. So it doesn't bother me at all. Even if you have a scar on your back, it just makes me think that you've lived in that body up until today.
You're right. Thinking of it like that makes my heart feel a little lighter. Plus, you really saved me, since you acted so quickly.
No, I just did what anyone would do.
I'm sure it's not something just anyone could do. It's not easy to take action in a situation like that. Thank you. You're really cool, Taiga.
Huh? No, well, thanks. If there's anything else you need me to do, just, Seriously, these siblings. I felt completely pathetic for not being able to react coolly in a moment like that, but her gentle breathing gave me some relief now. Ooh, that was a great bath. Please, be quiet, Kento. Ritsuka's already asleep, but we haven't even had dinner yet. We still have time, right? Just let her sleep a little longer. Well, true. More importantly, aren't you a little red? I got dizzy because of your long bath. Let's go to the balcony. The balcony. Huh? My fault? Should we get some water? Or maybe some booze? I'm sure Kento has protected his sister countless times too. I honestly think he's so cool. But giving alcohol to someone who's dizzy from a bath is a terrible idea. I couldn't help but burst into laughter at his completely misguided panic. Well, Ritsuka slept for about an hour after that, and by the time she woke up, she was fully recovered. Staying up late talking as a trio had the fun vibe of a school trip.
Ah, you're awake. Good morning, Taiga.
Why isn't Kento here? When I woke up, Kento had apparently already headed to the large public bath for a morning dip. Just how much does that guy love hot springs? To distract myself from a sight that was way too stimulating for me this early in the morning, I lightly cursed my senior in my head. Sorry, you couldn't use the room's open-air bath because I was here, right? By the way, maybe because of the night we spent talking, we had dropped the formalities and gotten a lot closer.
No, it's not that. I just wanted you to give me a little more courage.
Huh?
Do you think my brother's still in the bath?
He's probably still in there. He takes at least an hour for the indoor bath and another hour for the outdoor one. Talking about that, Ritsuka and I walked through the ryokan. Once this long weekend is over, Ritsuka will go back to Honshu. Just as a pang of loneliness brushed against my heart.
No way. Taiga?
Standing right in front of me was none other than my now ex-girlfriend, Ran Momose, and next to her was a sharp-looking man. Ran seemed to have let out a surprised voice at the unexpected encounter, but quickly covered her mouth with an oops expression. Long time no see, though it hasn't really been that long. What a coincidence.
Yeah, true. Have you been well?
Figuring I didn't need to answer that either way, I kept my expression blank and quietly lowered my gaze. You said you were going to the city, but you're still in Hokkaido.
Yeah, I'm still preparing. It's like from here on out.
Her response was half-baked, but now that we're broken up, I have no intention of pressing her for answers. The man with Ran, who had been observing us, muttered, "Ah, I see," and let out a smirk. Are you by any chance her good-for-nothing ex-boyfriend? What?
Wait, Hiroki!
What a rude guy, especially for someone I just met. I glared back at him, but he didn't wipe that unpleasant smirk off his face. What's that supposed to mean? What? You seriously don't know why Ran dumped you? Ran just moved to Sapporo the other day. Huh? Sapporo is... From my hometown of Tomakomai to Sapporo, it's about a 1 to 1.5 hour drive. Everyone has their own values, but that means she said long distance is too hard over that distance. She said she wanted to go to the city and couldn't handle long distance, so it was my fault for assuming she meant Honshu, but none of that matters. Because, judging from this situation, even that excuse is highly suspicious. Actually, we reunited 3 months ago at our high school reunion, and we've hit it off since then. When I mentioned that I work for a famous company in Sapporo, she told me about you. 3 months ago, Ron and I were still dating, which means I had been cheated on for months. You're a factory floor worker, right? Making car parts, was it? So what if I am? Well, you can't exactly blame Ron for that, can you? No matter how you look at it, I'm the better catch, right? Working in a factory means you'll do the exact same job for the rest of your life. And car parts, they're practically invisible anyway.
Hey. And here I was in the best post-bath mood ever.
Appearing right then was Kento, fresh from the bath. I thought it yesterday too, but seriously, if this guy just kept his mouth shut, girls would flock to him. You were fast, Kento.
Yeah, I figured I'd get out early so we could go in together later. And then I stumble upon this unbelievably annoying jerk. Is he your buddy, Taiga?
Of course not. Even I have standards for my friends. What? What a rough-looking bunch.
Huh? You trying to pick a fight with my junior? I'll take you on.
Your junior? Huh, what? So you're another one of those factory worker lords? Huh.
Huh. Well, aren't you an elite from a famous company? Yet you've got a lot of nerve talking like that to people you just met. Have you no shame?
Are you the one with no shame? From our perspective, factory workers are just low-income, good-for-nothing losers, you know.
Ah, so I assume you have plenty of that worth you're talking about, right?
Hiroki Kamo, who is probably Ron's current boyfriend, and Kento were glaring at each other, ready to blow up at any second. Meanwhile, what I had been concerned about for a while was how Ron looked like she was struggling to breathe.
Hiroki, can we just go now?
Her face was pale, and she was slightly unsteady on her feet, but Hiroki Kamo didn't seem to notice. Ron, are you okay? The moment I called out to her... Huh? Wait, Ron, what's wrong?
Sorry, I'm just feeling dizzy.
Wait, what? What do I do with this? I don't know what to do.
What do you mean what to do? She's your girlfriend, isn't she? Do something right now.
No, wait. What do you mean do something? I obviously can't. Hey, someone, call an ambulance. There is nothing more I owe Ron, but at the same time, I can't just ignore an emergency. Ron, calm down, it's okay. Do you feel nauseous?
I'm okay. Just dizzy.
Got it. Kento, could you ask the ryokan's front desk if she can rest here? Ritsuka, it'd help if you could get some water just in case. Hey, what are you doing? You're her boyfriend, right? Make sure she doesn't fall and help her lie down. Gah. Yeah. After that, Ron rested in the corner of the ryokan's hallway for a while, and quickly recovered. Ron often gets dizzy spells. When that happens, you have to make sure she doesn't fall, so don't force her to walk. Ideally, try not to move her head too much. If you have a pillow or a towel, stabilize her head and have her lie down in a dark, quiet place. If she's nauseous, lay her down on her side so she doesn't choke. If not, give her water a little bit at a time. You, how do you know so much for just a factory worker? Well, I was with Ron for a year after all. I know at least this much about what to do in these situations. Also, whether you laugh at us and call us good-for-nothings or not, I couldn't care less. What? But I'll just say this, without car parts, you can't build a car and it won't run. Behind you acting all high and mighty, bragging about being an elite, and living your everyday life, there's countless unseen work that creates the normalcy you get to enjoy. I don't care what some elite who doesn't even understand that has to say to me. Hiroki Kamo ground his back teeth in frustration. Kento was the next one to speak.
On the factory floor, a split-second decision can be fatal. That's why when it counts, everyone takes action. That's how our workplace operates. And in that environment, my junior here never pushes things onto others. He always takes responsibility on his own shoulders. On the other hand, you go, I don't know, someone else will do it, and don't do a damn thing yourself. Do you elites always hide behind your big companies, dodge responsibility, and assume everything will work out if you just leave it to others? You guys said Taiga is a good-for-nothing, but what does that even mean? When backed into a corner, when trouble strikes, when someone's life is threatened. Being able to take responsibility and act in those moments when anyone else would want to run away. That's a perfectly fine definition of worth. I think there's more to a person's worth than just income or future prospects, you know, Mr. Elite.
Damn it. Although we ran into an unexpected encounter and some trouble, I found my heart saved once again by Kento's words. After that, while Kento and I headed back to the large public bath before breakfast, Ritsuka and Ron had a face-to-face encounter in the changing room.
You were with Taiga earlier, weren't you? What's your relationship with him?
And does it matter to you? You're his ex-girlfriend, right? Are you sure you should be going into hot springs so soon after feeling dizzy? Oh well, I got dizzy and had to be saved by Taiga yesterday too, so I'm not really one to talk.
Ah, so you and Taiga really are...
You're a strange person. Last night, Taiga told me the reason you two broke up. But looking at you today, something was weird. I didn't believe the reason he told me. You said, I want to challenge myself in the city, and long distance is impossible. So why would you call him a good-for-nothing?
That was... I mean, it's better to say that so Taiga wouldn't get hurt, right? I could never tell him, you're good for nothing so we can't get married, please break up with me.
I see, so that was your version of kindness. Then why didn't you stick to it until the very end? From what I heard, your time dating Taiga and your current boyfriend overlapped a bit, didn't it? Besides, if you truly didn't want to hurt Taiga, you never would have told your current boyfriend that your ex was a good-for-nothing. In other words, you just protected yourself. You tried to stay in his memory as a good girlfriend. You just wanted to make yourself look clean. I won't hand Taiga over to someone like you, because he saved me.
Saying that, Ritsuka turned her back, smoothly slipped down her yukata, and proudly revealed the scar on her back.
Even when he saw the scar on my back, he didn't look disgusted at all. He just smiled and told me it was okay. He's the kind person who told me this scar is proof that my brother loves and protects me.
That's right. On this day, Ritsuka had decided to enter the large public bath for the first time since she was a child. When she asked for courage this morning, it was for this.
You could have been with such a wonderful man, but you lied, cheated, and kept up appearances. You're a pitiful person.
Leaving those quiet words behind, Ritsuka finished undressing and walked into the large public bath. Well, here's a little about what happened after. As for Ron Momose, who hid her true nature when she dumped me, and her boyfriend Hiroki Kamo.
I'm sorry, Hiroki. My parents are sick, so I have to go back to my hometown.
Wait a minute. I told my parents and my company because you said you were going to marry me. Ron tearfully apologized, claiming there was a misunderstanding about the marriage. Since they hadn't even introduced their parents, and it was basically just a verbal promise, the engagement was quickly broken off. With such a flimsy broken engagement, it was hard for him to even claim damages, and he ended up thoroughly embarrassed at work, becoming the perfect target for rumors. Damn it, why me? That lying bitch. And just as Kento had pointed out that day, Hiroki Kamo was the kind of guy who just tried to coast by smoothly at work. He had been navigating the company by conveniently pushing his work and mistakes onto his juniors, and sucking up to his bosses. But that facade eventually cracked.
No matter how good the company he works for is, if he acts like that, isn't he basically a good-for-nothing? So unreliable.
Women around him started calling him a good-for-nothing, and he eventually resigned on his own. However, someone like you wouldn't be able to handle working in a factory. He couldn't find a new job, got berated by his parents for being a liar, and his life quickly spiraled downward.
Mom, listen.
You told us you quit your job to go do your best in the city, didn't you? And you're already back?
About that?
First, you break up with a wonderful guy like Taiga, and then you come back having achieved absolutely nothing. It'll be embarrassing if the neighbors find out, so please don't go outside for a while.
It seems she had lied to her parents too, and unexpectedly ended up being grounded at home by her own mother.
Taiga, would you still make that face for me? I just can't forget your blushing face. Oh, I'm not going to blame you for that, woman. From now on, you'll be my Taiga again, and mine alone.
And so she spends her days acting out these one-woman plays alone in her room. But even though I'm not used to women, I'm not stupid. I have zero interest in cheaters. Without knowing that, even if she shows up again, I just firmly turn her away. Until her mother lifts her grounding, she is stuck endlessly running simulations of getting back together with me.
Ritsuka, be careful. Make sure you message me when you arrive.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
We returned from the overnight hot spring trip, and Ritsuka spent the rest of the long weekend in our hometown. Today was finally the day she'd return to Honshu. As for me, Kento invited me along, so I came to the airport with him to see her off.
Taiga, this long weekend was so much fun. Thank you.
Same here. It was my first time meeting you, but we got to talk about so much, and it was really fun. I wonder when I'll be able to see her next. The fact that I'm even thinking about that probably means I've already started to fall for her.
Taiga. Let's go to Hot Spring, just the two of us next time.
Ritsuka?
I might be a little sad that I won't be able to see your blushing face for a while.
There was no way I could say, I'll be sad too, so I could only groan and press my hand against the ear where I felt her breath.
Don't worry, Ritsuka. I'll make sure to admire this glorious face every day in your place.
You better take pictures and share them with me sometimes.
Hey, you two. He was actually an amazing man, or he was actually a rich heir. Those kinds of plot twists are nothing but a pipe dream for me. My ordinary life as an average factory floor worker in a small factory in some corner of Japan. Whether I have worth or not, it will keep going. It's my one and only irreplaceable story. And I still don't know the future plotline. That in 1 year, Ritsuka will request a transfer and return to this very town.
Hi guys, it's Yoko. The ending was very cute with Taiga falling in love with Ritsuka. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video!